welcome back to BrittKnitsOKC. I'm Britt or Brittany. This is a knitting podcast where I talk about all things knitting and other crafts, sometimes crochet. I imagine I'll try to sew something again at some point. And then a new crafty, I guess, hobby that I have picked up in the last week, which I'll talk about later in this video. This is going to be kind of different because I did a lot of exciting things over the last week, and most of them are yarn related and knitting related. So I'm going to talk about that, and my husband and I went on a little trip, just like a short 3 or 4 day trip, and he's going to come on and talk a little bit about that too in a little bit. So yeah, so I guess I should talk about my whips. I don't have anything finished. Again, it's only been about a week since I've recorded the last episode, but I had a lot of exciting things, so I thought I would record again, and maybe this won't be like, I think it's going to be pretty long, but maybe it won't be so long that no one wants to watch it. So the first exciting thing is that I have made a lot of progress on my Anker Tee. Let me get it out of here without dropping it off the needles. This is it. It doesn't look like it because the bottom is rolling up, but I have made quite a bit. Yeah, this little progress keeper, it's upside down because I'm knitting it. It's a top-down sweater, so I've done about 1.5 inches since yesterday, and I only have like 5 centimeters left before I start the bottom ribbing, and then all I'll have to do is finish the sleeves and it will be done. So I'm excited about that. It's looking really pretty, and I'm excited to wear it. I think it's nicer even than I thought it would be when I started it. So I started it when I knew like almost nothing about yarn and constructing a sweater. I had made one sweater and a shirt that did not fit before starting this, but I've been working on it for a few months off and on, and I'm nearly finished. Last night I sat on the sofa and was trying to finish it. Like, I was going so fast, but I'm still kind of slow, and I'm trying not to hurt my hands, so I did not finish it yesterday, but I'm so close. I would say I'm like 85% finished, which is exciting. Maybe I will get to wear it to work soon. The second thing, that's the Anker Tee by PetiteKnit. The second thing is this Ixelles baby sweater that I've talked about in my last video, I think. And I've separated for the sleeves. I separated for the sleeves, and I've done a tiny bit underneath the sleeves, the armholes. So it's starting to look like a little shirt now. I think it's cute. I'm really happy with that. There's more about both of those projects in my last video, like a lot more. That's mostly what I've been working on. I worked a little bit. Do I have it in here? Yeah, I did a few more rows on my Rococo pullover by Sari Nordlund, but I don't think I did enough to show because it's lace, and I've never done lace, and it's taking a while to knit that. I've only got like maybe that much done, so I didn't make enough progress to show that. So, but I am trucking through it. So the really exciting thing that I did last weekend was I went to my first yarn festival. It was a small one in Kellyville, Oklahoma. It was at Creek County Fairgrounds, I think. They had a few, maybe like a handful of yarn dyers there, and then there were some people selling spinning wheels and, you know, bits, notions that go with that kind of stuff. I think there was someone selling the little folders that you can put patterns in, and they're magnetic, and they have big magnets so you can keep your place in the pattern. So my friend bought one of those, but what else is there? There was a lot of people, I guess not a lot, a few. I think in all there were probably like 20 vendors. There might have been more, but that's my rough guess. There were also some people just selling like pre-made crafts and stuff. So it was really fun. I had a great time. The first booth that we stopped at was Apothefaery Fabrications. She lives in Arkansas, and from what I understand, she mostly lives like off-grid and does like dyeing, and I think maybe just dyeing. I think she spins too though, but I'm not sure. So I bought a few things from her. So my main goal when I went to the Fiber Festival, it's called Fiber Christmas in July. My main goal was to not buy anything that wasn't for a specific project. So I had to have a project in mind before I bought yarn. That was my rule for myself, just so I didn't get myself in trouble, which I did anyway, which I'll get into. I was really good with the yarn buying though. I spent the exact amount of money that I meant to spend on yarn. So at Apothefaery, I did buy 2 skeins that I don't have a specific project in mind for, just because they're so pretty. I've recently become kind of obsessed with this like bourbon whiskey rye color. I don't know what else to call it, but I got 2 skeins of this. It's just this beautiful like golden with brown flecks and some like really gold flecks in it. It's so pretty. I wouldn't have been drawn to these colors before, but I watch a lot of Inga's from Knitting Traditions, and she's really into these colors, and we have the same kind of like coloring. So she has dark hair too, and they look really nice on her. So I thought, I think I like those colors, and I think they would look great on me. So I think I'm gonna make a sweater, or actually I do. Is this the yarn? No, I don't have a plan for this yarn. I think I'm gonna try to make a sweater. These are really big skeins. They're 80/20 merino wool and silk, so they're really soft and shiny a little bit. Like the light bounces off of them really well. It's 100 grams 2-ply, but it's 600 yards because it's fingering weight yarn. And I think that fingering weight yarn might be the way to go for me in most things, because it's so hot here most of the year. Even in October and December, like through the winter, it doesn't get, I mean, it gets cold. We get ice storms and stuff like that, but it's only cold for like 4 days. And then the temperature starts going up again. So it's just not worth buying worsted weight yarn and trying to make sweaters that I can wear most of the time, because it's just too warm here. So I think I'm gonna try to make like a drapey, boxy kind of sweater out of this. So I got this from Apothefaery. And then I also got these. I looked up the color yesterday. Let me check. Okay, so the colorway is called Forager, and it's a like snowy white with some silvery spots and blue slashes in it. And then there's some brown and kind of like a gold. There's dark brown and light brown streaks in it. So it's called Forager. And I do have a plan for this. I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit. After we went with I went with my knit night friends, and after we went to the yarn festival, we went and got pizza, and then we went to Loops, which is a store in Tulsa. They are actually changing their name to Knit Stars, and they're closing the location that we went to. But we went there and spent maybe like an hour and a half, could have been 2 hours, I'm not really sure, at that store after. And they had a great array of yarn, and if I had not just spent a lot of money at the Fiber Festival, I probably would have bought a sweater quantity's worth of yarn there too. But what I did buy while I was there was some alpaca. I bought some Lang yarns, Alpaca Superlight. And it's very fluffy, and it's lace weight yarn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it with this, and I'm going to make, I forget what color this is. It's something like, I think it's sand is the color, but I'm going to make a Andrea Mowry Weekender, I think is what it's called, with this. No, that wasn't the one I was gonna make the Weekender. I bought 4 Andrea Mowry patterns because she was having her birthday sale, and I think I've showed this yarn before. Where is it? Yeah, I've showed this yarn before, but I'm gonna make a Weekender with some other yarn that I have that I can't find right now. I really don't know where it is. It has to be on this shelf. Oh wait, here's some. I'm gonna make a Weekender with this yarn, this Shibui. It's Madeline Tosh and Shibui Knits. So I'm gonna make the Weekender with this, and then, which I bought that a while ago. And then I'm going to make the pink Fizz. That's what I'm gonna make with this, the pink Fizz, but it's gonna be like a Forager Fizz. It's really pretty. It has like lace panel on the side. It's a sweater. I might put sleeves on it. I might not. We'll see. So that's what I bought. That's what I bought at Apothefaery and Loops, which is Knit Stars in Tulsa. And honestly, I could have spent like all my money at Apothefaery. She has such beautiful colorways, and there was so much to choose from. And I really liked this other color that had this like dusky blue in it, and then some maroon, like a purpley plum maroon color mixed in. I think it had some brown in it too. It was really pretty, but I couldn't find 3 skeins of it. There were 2 that were one color, and then one that was a little bit different. I swear it was the same color, but it was a tiny bit different. But I couldn't find enough to put together to make a shirt or a sweater, so I did not get those, even though I wanted to. One of the other patterns that I got from Andrea Mowry was the, it was pink something. I have to look it up. Pink velvet. So it's this beautiful pink sweater, and it has light pink color work across the yoke. And I got that pattern too, but I'm not going to make it pink either. Because I saw this green yarn from 316 Dye Studio in Wichita. They had like samples of some of their colors so you could see it knit up, and this green was just like so beautiful. It has lighter pieces and darker. It's kind of tonal, and They were so nice. I told her what pattern I wanted to make with it, and she helped me figure out like what size I should make and which yarn would be the best for it. And then also for the color work part, I'm gonna pair this olive with it. I think it's gonna look so nice. It's just gonna be so pretty with the dark green around it. So I'm very excited about that. I really want to cast it on like right now, but I have too many things going. I have too many projects going. And then there's my new hobby, which I'll get to in a second. Let me throw all this stuff back in this bag. I'm very excited about this. So I kind of lost my mind a little bit while I was at the yarn festival. That's also why I have no footage of the yarn festival, because I was so overwhelmed and so excited. It was a great time. I'll definitely try to go every year that they have it. So I was walking along at the festival with my friend Lily, and people were selling spinning wheels. And I've been thinking about getting one for a while. A few of my friends spin and it looks so fun. And I probably have this like overly romanticized vision of like spinning up some wool and making a sweater with it, or a shirt or something like really nice. A shawl maybe, I don't know, and kind of going from the yarn or the wool or the unprocessed wool to roving, and then to spinning it myself and then knitting with it. But I'm gonna try it. So I bought a spinning wheel. I'll show you. I got a pretty good deal, and it looked a little sad when I first saw it because it was kind of dried out. The wood was really dried out, and I was a little bit afraid that I had made a mistake and bought like not a great wheel. But I took it over to my friend's house and she looked at it and she said that she thinks that it's barely been used, which is great. I like buying things that are basically new because I take care of my stuff. So I will try to show you. So I bought a spinning wheel. It's the legs fold up. It's an Ashford. Let me put this back down. It's an Ashford Kiwi, and I love it so far. It's great. There's a little, I still need to figure it out. I tried spinning on Saturday with my friend who's been spinning for a long time, and I was doing okay. She gave me a bunch of roving to play with, and she just kind of like let me go, which was good and also bad. So it was really hot. It was really hot outside, and we were sitting on the porch, and I tried a few different things of roving, and then I tried this yarn. She was like, well, this stuff will probably be easier, and it was, but also it was too hot to be doing it outside, because let me untangle this a little bit and I'll show you my first real attempt. Don't make fun of me, you guys. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. The wool kept felting, like it wasn't my fault. So this is the result. It's not great. It kept felting, and I was going too fast because I really had never done anything before. So it's all different sizes, and it's just like a mess. I don't even know if I can salvage this because it's just too felted. But I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna try again, and hopefully I can get the hang of it, because I got some really special wool, and that was part of our trip to Kansas. So I'm going to get my husband so we can chat with you about our trip and the experience we had. So I'll be right back. So we're back. This is my husband, Daniel.
Hi there.
We went to, I hadn't had a vacation in almost a year, except for like 2 days off.
In December.
Yeah, in December. So I took the week off, and we didn't want to drive really far, and we didn't want to fly or anything like that. And we didn't want to go to a place with a lot of people, just because of COVID. So
we had a good recommendation from a friend about a place up in Kansas.
Yeah, so we went to Lindsborg, Kansas, and it's a town that was settled by a lot of Swedish people. So there's a lot of Swedish architecture and food and stuff like that.
You know, the street names are things like Svensk Street.
Yeah.
And lots of like traditional kind of stuff. It was cool.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah. So we didn't really do anything. We stayed at Rosberg House, which is this gorgeous bed and breakfast.
We'll put some footage of that in here as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you took video.
No, we'll definitely show something. It's such a nice place.
Daniel does all of the videoing, the filming, and the music. He did the music too, and he does the editing for this, so.
Give it a go.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Rosberg House is great.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Nice place to stay. The owner, Sabrina, was great.
She was so nice, yeah. And she made breakfast every morning, and it was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Lindsborg was just like a really, really quiet place. That was the main thing. Like, it wasn't a million miles away, but it was far away enough to not be Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
And just a sense of tranquility and peace. Yeah,
it was very peaceful.
Yeah.
We didn't do much at all. We tried to go for a walk one day, and we couldn't find the trail that Sabrina was telling us to go on. So we just like walked around for a little while, and then we walked into a park and sat in the shade for a few minutes because there was no wind.
Yeah, that
day. It was too hot to be walking anywhere.
Yeah.
So we just went back to the hotel and sat at the pool.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time in the pool, and you was reading a lot.
Yeah.
Finished a new book?
Yeah, I finished a book. I used to read like a book a week, but I have too many other hobbies now, so it takes me a couple of months usually to read a book now.
Plus, Outlander books aren't short.
Yeah, they're long.
But from there, we then had heard about, you looked up before we went there, beautiful place in Gypsum.
Yeah, so what is it, like 15 minutes?
Something like that. Not far.
So I, of course, I was looking for yarn stores close to the vacation spot, and there weren't really any. But I found this farm, and this woman, Anna Erickson, she raises Gotland sheep, and I knew about Gotland sheep from Lurka's podcast, Fiber Tales. Yeah, she's Fiber Tales on Instagram and on YouTube. Yeah. So I'd learned about her parents' Gotland sheep, so I was like, oh my gosh, there's Gotland sheep close to us. It's only like 3.5 hours away, not even. So I sent Anna an email and said, I would love to come visit your farm and see the Gotland sheep, and possibly buy some yarn from you, because I didn't have a spinning wheel when we planned all of this.
Well, yeah.
I hadn't lost my mind yet and bought a spinning wheel and a whole new hobby. So I was just interested in buying yarn from them.
Yeah.
Which I did. So I bought some yarn. Where did I stick that? Yeah. And they had some really beautiful yarn too. They had this light one, and then they also had a dark, like charcoal. I might have to email her and buy some more yarn. So I bought 3 skeins of this. It's so beautiful. It's just this beautiful light gray color. And this was spun by the mill. And it's sport weight, and there's 200 yards. So I have 600 yards. I think I'm going to make like kind of a cropped version of the library vest from the Outlander book, knitting book with this. I think it would be really beautiful. I wanted to pick something special that I would wear for a long time. So that's what I'm gonna make with this. And
then while discovering your new hobby,
yeah,
we decided, well, why not ask about wool as well as yarn?
Yeah, because I knew that Anna taught. She teaches knitting classes like in Lindsborg and around the area. I didn't have time to see if she had any classes. I don't think she had any classes while we were there.
And we were only there for a couple of days anyway, so
yeah, I think we were there 3 days in total.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was just like relaxing and decompressing from work. And so while we were there, we met the sheep and the goats and their cute puppies. One of the dogs like loved Daniel.
Yeah, I made a real friend there.
Yeah, it was so cute.
Yeah, we got there and we must have spent like 3 hours there total.
I think we did.
Just talking and they were really, really accommodating, really, really nice people. There's Anna and Laura.
Yeah, her daughter
Laura, who we met first, and just super enthusiastic, and you could tell there's just so much love in the whole project. But like they've been there for 4 years.
Yeah.
And the rate of expansion in their 4 years is incredible. It's
they
a really
had
beautiful place.
a bunch of sheep, probably like 20 sheep, maybe more than that.
More than that, yeah.
Yeah, they had they had a few male sheep, and then there were the mom sheep with the little babies. The babies had gotten kind of bigger, but and then there were goats.
There were goats, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, we've got some footage of that. We'll put that at the end of the episode. We'll do like a long sort of montagey sort of thing.
Yeah, he took some video like driving down the road because it's on a dirt road. So we drove down this dirt road, and then all of a sudden there was the farm. Yeah. And Anna's husband, Leland, he has been farming his entire life. So he owns like most of the land around it. And he grows the alfalfa that they feed the sheep, which is really nice. Laura said that when they need it, they just say, hey, can you go get us a bale of alfalfa for the sheep? And he just does. It's so nice. It was so nice out there, and they were such nice people. And it's called Erickson Valley Farms. I don't know if we said that yet. And they have a website. If you search on there, they have a website. It's in Gypsum, Kansas. And Anna teaches spinning classes around the area. And I think they sell yarn on their website too.
We'll check that and put in the description and stuff.
But I got... I'm gonna look and see how many pounds on Ravelry, because I added it to my stash on Ravelry. I didn't know that you could add fiber to your stash on Ravelry.
I think it was only yarn, yeah.
And I started adding it as yarn, but I just put, roving. And yeah, so I have 15.94 ounces of this undyed Gotland roving. I have it's a huge bag. I got overly excited, and
it was around a pound, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was like, well, if you have a pound you can give me, I would be ecstatic about that. And it is. Let me get some out so you can see it. Sorry about all of the plastic sounds. So the mill does pencil roving. So this is what it looks like up close. And it's this beautiful gray, like charcoaly gray with white. Lauren was telling us that the sheep when they're sheared, their hair grows back different colors.
Yeah.
So it's usually white with some gray and brown spots, or it's like dark gray. Then this one was from Heinrich, the sheep, which we met. I hadn't even thought to buy raw wool, but it's been washed, which is great because then I don't have to go through the washing process, which I know nothing about. And it was so helpful. She told me how to wash the yarn and stuff like that, but this is already washed. Here, I'll just pull it.
Okay.
So this has some white and cream and brown and gray spots in it, and it's just unprocessed, washed but completely unprocessed. So the sheep were very curly. They had very curly hair, as you can kind of see. And they were so cute. This one, Evie, she's kind of like Laura's pet because she was bottle fed.
Yeah.
And then I think she was around another bottle fed sheep, and she acted more like a puppy.
She's definitely super used to people around.
Yeah, she loves people.
Yeah.
So every time we would walk up, she would like hop around.
There's a bit of footage of Evie sort of hopping up to Laura, and if that doesn't melt your heart, you're a robot.
Yeah, because she was so cute.
So cute. Yeah.
Yeah. It was great. We had such a great time, and I think we'll definitely visit them again.
Oh, for sure.
And I hope they were trying to find a new mill because the mill that they use is shut down or is shutting down. So maybe they'll come this way and we can see them again.
Yeah, he's hoping they can carry on doing what they're doing because they're doing it well.
It's so nice, and they're working so hard at it. It's just like a passion project for them.
Yeah.
And I could tell that Anna, she was genuinely excited about knitting and spinning and the sheep, and it was really nice.
When we mentioned that you had only recently bought the wheel because they knew we were coming up to buy some yarn,
Yeah.
but not necessarily for wool at that time. So when
Yeah.
we mentioned it, she got super excited. So, hey, you got to come into the house and check out the stuff. And she had like 5 or 6 spinning wheels in the room.
Yeah, because she's an Ashford dealer, which I didn't know at the time. Otherwise, I would have probably bought a wheel from her.
We still got some good advice from her though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, she asked like what kind of wheel I had gotten, and they had almost the exact same one in the living room. And one of the knobs, I'll show you. I'm missing a knob. That was the only issue with this. So this side has this knob, which locks the feet in place. You can, this is good for traveling because the feet fold up. But the other side, it's missing. So this is from the hardware store, and it doesn't really fit. So Anna has emailed them. She's emailed Ashford for me to see if they can send another.
Which again, she did without even, we didn't even ask her. You mentioned that the thing was missing that you're looking for. I'll email them, and she just good people.
And then the lady that I bought the spinning wheel from, she wasn't sure where the other bobbin had gone, so I only have 2 bobbins, but that's okay. I can buy another one.
I mean, for now, just doing single ply is all you need to worry about anyway.
Yes.
For now.
Yeah, but once I actually start making a yarn that's plied,
yes,
I'll have to get another one.
Yeah, exactly.
And I thought I would have to get a Lazy Kate, but my friend told me that the little bobbin holders on the bottom, you can use them as a Lazy Kate, so I didn't know that. But she also gave me a tip where I could just make one with stuff from Joanne Fabric, so
okay,
like wood dowels and pieces, so I might do that. But yeah, that was basically all of our vacation. Yeah, we're actually going to brunch with some people from Knit Night So they're kind of like all my new friends, which is really nice. It's been so nice to make, because it's difficult to make friends as an adult. And we've both just kind of like fell in with the knit night crowd. And
like the first time we went there, we'd heard about the events. You've been checking it out on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then one night it was held at the cider house, which we now frequent.
Mm-hmm.
And we got there the first time and we weren't too sure if we could really approach, because you know, you get to like advancing ages, you're not like kids when you sort of all barrel in together.
Yeah, you're just like, hi.
So we sat in the corner like, and they shouted over, "Hey, what are you knitting over there?"
Lily shouted because Lily and I had met before. When I met up, I tried to make friends, like knitting friends. I've actually met Lily twice before with two different groups. Like she was with one group on a Saturday at a tea house, and then I went there and it was kind of awkward, and that's where I met my friend Jenny, who's been spinning for like 15 years or maybe more than that. Yeah, so all of the people that I knew kind of like come together.
Sort of accrued.
Yeah, and then I worked with the other Jenny a while ago, probably like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so I had known. So Lily, after she was like, hey, what are you knitting? Because we didn't want to bother them. The table was full.
It was, yeah.
Because we didn't say we were coming. So she kind of yelled over, hey, what are you knitting? And then she was like, hey, I know you.
He pulled you straight into the group though.
Yeah,
and
so they were like, oh, some people are leaving. Come sit over here with us. What are you working on? And
I was just there just so we could hang out and have a cider. Kind of thing. And that first time I was I was just doing something on my laptop while you were knitting.
Probably like music stuff.
Yeah, I think I was doing a course at the time.
Yeah.
And then subsequent times we all get there about the same time. We're all sitting around together, or eating together, or drinking together.
Yeah, the owner knows us.
Yeah. Tim again, super like accommodating for us, and it's and yeah, like I guess I mean, although I'm not part of the knitting world, I'd sort of like hang out with those guys.
Yeah.
Occasionally other husbands will turn up as well.
Yeah.
So like,
and there are some guys who come too.
And there are some,
Logan and his husband come.
Yes.
Logan, who owns Leon Alexander Yarns.
And his husband,
he's the dyer. Jose. Yeah, Jose comes.
Daniel's been before.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, but there have been other people. But it's not just the fact that it's me having other guys to hang out with, but other people who are also not doing the knitting, so we can have our little. So that's what I mean.
So like, you don't feel awkward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, everyone's really nice.
Yeah.
And like I say, when it comes to being a bit older, how do you get into new friends?
Yeah.
Let alone ones with similar interests.
Yeah, who you enjoy hanging around with.
And during a pandemic.
Yeah. I feel like we've just kind of like have been there for way longer than we have. And
it's only been a couple months.
Yeah, it's been nice to just be like accepted into the group and hey, we're going to the Fire Festival, you're coming, right? Like, we're leaving at this time, are you riding with us? And it was nice.
It's been nice to see from my part.
Yeah, because I'm very awkward.
Well,
awkward and shy with people I don't know.
How we both roll, really.
Yeah. We're not like super loud.
I've been saying to people for the longest time, this pandemic, like we were built for a pandemic.
We're
definite homebodies.
We've enjoyed staying home.
I mean, all of our hobbies involve being at home pretty much. Apart from going to live music and stuff like that, which we love to do.
Yeah.
But like, otherwise,
but it's not safe right now.
I'm playing guitar. You're knitting or reading, which generally like to just be in our little hub.
Just hanging out at home. And we've been doing some improvements, like the knitting shelves, and Daniel has a desk where he's building guitar pedals.
Attempting to.
Well, you built like 2 that work, right?
Yeah. I won't show them off.
You're learning. So that's what we've been up to. That's all. Can you think of anything else that we should mention?
I mean, Kansas-wise, that's all.
I always forget things. Yeah. The Kansas trip was really nice. If you're looking for a sort of chilled out getaway. Definitely recommend staying at Rosberg House. We will definitely go back there. I bought some little trinkets while we were there. There was a Swedish shop. Try not to knock anything over. There was a Swedish shop across the street. Woo, that moves.
Oh.
Across the street, and they sold a bunch of Swedish things. They had cooking stuff and little knickknacks.
So we found that in Lindsborg, the Dala horse. Like, you see that? All right, there we go. So the Dala horse is like the symbol of the town, and all over the town there are like statues. Like every few yards, it seems they're all painted differently.
Yeah,
and
they were painted like for the businesses or something.
Yeah,
they were
really
cute.
Nice. But we liked them so much that we...
Yeah, so we bought that, which you stick a votive candle in there and it looks nice. And then we bought this tile. This tile with the Dala horses on it. I like the flowers and just the whole thing. It's nice. I think it'll be fun to go back there and get other tiles.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's hanging just out of view from the...
Yeah, we hung it on the wall up there.
Still trying to work out our shooting positions and stuff, but you know.
Yeah.
Was there anything else? So you've mentioned the Fiber Festival.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and how I lost my mind and bought a spinning wheel.
Yes.
And I showed my horrible attempt at spinning.
Oh, you did? Okay.
That was my very first attempt, though, so be nice.
You can't expect to be brilliant first attempt at everything.
And I was having technical issues.
Yes.
That were beyond my control.
Other acquisitions? You got the updated Anker Tee.
Yeah, I'm almost finished.
Has the baby sweatshirt been shown?
Yeah, I showed that. It's a little sweater, little shirt, t-shirt.
Yep.
And it looks like a t-shirt now.
Do we have a recommendation?
We do have a recommendation. I've been kind of like popping around watching different YouTubers who knit, and I found this channel called Darcidoesit. I think that's what her channel is called.
Yes. Let
me check really fast. I want to make sure. And she is on YouTube and Instagram, I think, and she does a podcast with her husband. They live in St. Louis. So her husband's from Long Island, and they live in St. Louis, and hold on, I'm getting lost in YouTube. She knits and spins too. She is a relatively new spinner too, so she was showing the yarn that she spun up. Yeah, it's called Darcidoesit. It's all together. And Darcy is D-A-R-C-I. Yeah, she and her husband do their podcast.
I think they're the same as us, only a few episodes.
Yeah, she only has like 5.
I'm in the art of this. Like you.
He actually encourages me if I haven't recorded one in a couple weeks. He's like, I think you should record. Are you going to record today?
I'd like to point out, because I do the editing, it's mostly because I want a project to do. Because I get very bored around the house.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my reasoning for trying to push you into it. Like one of those awful like dance moms.
Every once in a while, because I don't want to get on here and have nothing to talk about. Like, I haven't made much progress on my whips, and I haven't cast on anything else. So I try to have a few things finished or started.
Well, you want to make sure there's still content when you, as opposed to just sitting there
talking about the same stuff every time.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
But yeah, I recommend Darcidoesit. She is so funny. They're both really funny, and she knits some beautiful stuff. I found out about some really pretty yarns from her. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Wash your hands. Please, please, please wear your masks. Please, it's getting scary. If you're able to, please get vaccinated. It's so important. And make good decisions. also. That's important right now
That's all
too.
part of it.
Yeah, make good decisions and happy knitting. Bye.